Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing this evening? I decided to go ahead and kick it off because Mike High and CZ Shadow said to do it. So here we are. Got a lot to talk about. Had a big week last week. Sorry I had no chat. It was very, very crazy, but we will get into it. And I am drinking a new whiskey tonight, and we'll go over that. Trying it for the first time. So if y'all can see and hear me and all that good stuff, please let me know. For some reason, we had some storms this evening, so it's kind of made the internet weird. Hopefully, everything's going to be okay. But as of right now, it's working. But I noticed it was kind of stalling a little bit. But let me know if y'all can see and hear me, and we will get into it. Decided to kick it off a little bit early. Hello, Pistol Pete. We'll do a quick roll call. I know Dan was on earlier, so hello, Dan. Lynn Holt, CZ Shadow 2, Milkman, Mike High, and Pistol Pete. I'm live and it looks good. Okay, hopefully we don't have any internet. It was doing something weird earlier. I look like Max Headroom, and if y'all are younger, you probably don't know who that is. Hello, Dennis. How are you? But do any of y'all like the show Yellowstone? Anybody a fan of Yellowstone with Kevin Costner? And anyway, that's one of my favorite shows. I actually love the show, but if there's any fans out there, let me know. But I did grab their bourbon whiskey. So this is it right here. If you can see it, Yellowstone, 93 proof. So got my first drink going. Yeah, I saw a little bit of lagging, so we got something going on. But anyway, grabbed my first drink. So cracked it open tonight. I've already drank that much, or have that much poured. But cheers, everyone. So it kind of has I can definitely taste a little bit of rye. I can taste a little bit of cherry and like maybe pepper. Might be a little bit of pepper taste in there. It's actually pretty good. Pretty stout. Tastes good though. Let's see here. Love the show. Loud and clear. Thunder here in Kansas. Heck, you might have got it. It might be heading your way. I like the park, Yellowstone National Park. Yeah. Thoughts on the bourbon? It's actually pretty good. It's not real expensive. I saw that they had finally released it, and I've been trying to get it in my area, but locally. I try to buy local if I can. And so they had gotten in 5 bottles of it. And anyway, so I grabbed 2 of them. So, you know, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. It is a little, it has a little bit of a bite, which I like a little bit of a bite with whiskey or bourbon. So some might not like it. It's not as smooth as Blanton's, of course. Um, but yeah, it's not bad. It's only like $32 a bottle. So it's not too bad, but I picked up 2 of them today. Hello, Kathleen. How are you? Hey, what's up, Tactical Firearms, Indie Irish? Um, but yeah, so far, I mean, I would recommend it. So yeah, I mean, I actually like it. Dennis found some 9 millimeter online for 16.99 per box. That's actually pretty good, especially if it's all brass. But yeah, just wanted to kind of give you all a heads up of what happened last week. I was at SEMA in Vegas, so it was a crazy week. Dealing a lot with customers, working during the day, taking customers out at night. A lot of expensive bar tabs, a lot of expensive dinners. Spent a bunch of money. Hopefully it pays off. But yeah, it was a crazy week. Saw some really nice cars. Did put up some videos, letting y'all see some. They're just basically pictures all stuck together. Didn't really do like any, going around and filming, like walking around cars and stuff. Because there's just so many freaking cars out there. Broncos were the new Bronco, the big Bronco. That was probably the big thing out there. Everybody wanted to see it. A lot of the electric cars. Did go by the Tesla booth, but there wasn't much. I mean, it's Tesla. Um, saw the Cyber trucks for GM, the Tesla Cyber truck, but they kind of had it blocked off. Um, you know, but it was a good time. But what's funny is the those videos didn't get any views. I mean, I guess, and that's kind of what I thought with the, I'm a car guy too, but like I said before, putting up car videos and stuff, people just really don't watch them for my channel. But I'm definitely a car nut. I really appreciated a lot of the old classic cars that have been restored. You can watch the video. There was I think it's a '69 Charger. It did have the Elephant engine in it, so it was totally modified. Had 1,000 horsepower. Thing was awesome. That was probably one of my favorites there. Saw an old Cuda, and I used to have a '71 Cuda, but this one was completely modified. It was pretty nice. Um, there was even a Land Cruiser. Somebody had restored a Land Cruiser, put an LS engine in it. That was pretty awesome. Um, the TRX, I love the Dodge TRX. They had a couple of them out there with the new colors they're going to release. I mean, there was just some really badass stuff out there. No, I did not see the Ford Crate electric motor. I did see, I talked, of course, well, it's a buddy of mine, but he's with Ford. I did talk to him about the Maverick in detail. The hybrid Maverick, not the all electric, but the hybrid is sold out till 2023. So they have over 100,000 orders for it. Those will be fulfilled, but if you want one, you can't get it till 2023 if you're not already on the list. That looks like a really hot vehicle. It's a unibody. It's not a true truck frame, but I did sit in it. I'm 6'3". I could sit in it. And one of the pictures you'll see the space behind the back seat. There's about that much leg room, so a really small person or a child could sit back there, but that would be about it. And they did have the cars locked up, but I had access to them. But yeah, they had some really cool vehicles out there. Glad I went. It was actually a better turnout than I thought it would be. But man, it was just all during the day and then taking customers out at night. It was just long days and long nights. I did try to go live out there, but I think I was getting really crappy reception. So anyway, I just deleted those. I couldn't get really good reception where I was at the time. Yeah, I'm definitely a gas. I prefer torque and horsepower. I know with electric, it's just full blown horsepower and torque. It's like flipping a switch. So, I mean, there's definitely something to them. But, I joke around and I'm like, if you run out of electric, you can't just pull over and get a bucket of electricity to make your car run. But, yeah. See you drinking bourbon with ice. Yeah, Dennis, sometimes I drink it on the rocks. Sometimes I drink it straight. If it's a really, really high-end bourbon or high-end whiskey, I'll drink it neat. Otherwise, sometimes I pop a little bit of ice in it. But this is the big round ice ball. So let's see here. Ford or a Mazda Miata. Let's see here. All right, let's see if I missed any questions while I was rambling. But yeah, would I recommend this Yellowstone bourbon whiskey? I would, for 32 bucks a bottle. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not like you're drinking Blanton's, so don't think it's something like that, but it does have a really nice bite to it. How's that Staccato? Are you talking about the P or the C2? I've got some stuff coming out, some upgrades that I've done on it, so that video will be coming out. But I'm actually really liking both of them. Noticed I posted a picture up, and some people were asking what I did about the grip safety. And I've talked about it in the past. In the past, I would always pin the grip safeties. Why is this thing not releasing? God dang it. There it goes. I used to pin the grip safeties back in the day. But what I did this time is actually use some Ranger bands. A lot of people saw it in the picture and they're like, oh, do you have Ranger bands on there? And I said, yes. And they're like, where did you buy them? Well, I made them. Super easy. If you've never done it before, you can just go to Walmart and buy a bike inner tube, a full size inner tube. They're like $3 and something. You can cut them. You can make them as thick as you want. And you can have thousands of them. And I've been using them for years and years and years on my light rails to keep my wires tight. You can cut them super thin. You can cut them super thick. But I put 2 Ranger bands on the grip safety, cured the issue 1,000%, and I don't officially have to pin it. If something were to happen, I can pop these off pretty quickly if you're following me. But anyway, that's what I decided to do. So if you need Ranger bands, you can make them yourself. Just buy you a $3 bicycle inner tube and cut them up, and you're good to go. Don't let balding curious see you drinking bourbon with ice. I don't give a shit. Y'all know I do what I want to do. I don't give a shit what people say. Normally I do. If it's a good brand, I mean, and I'm not saying this is a bad brand, but, sometimes I'll test it both ways. You could drink this straight, no problem. You could drink it neat, but y'all ought to know I don't worry about what anybody says about me. I do what the hell I want to do when I want to do it. But Fig Newtons, what's about Fig Newtons? Federal training 9mm, $14.99 at Academy. Man, that's a good price. It's a really good price. There actually is a new range that opened up in Plano. I forget the name of it. I could probably find it out if y'all want to know. But there is a new range that opened in Plano, and they actually have 104 lanes of 100 yards indoor. Thought that was pretty cool. Hello, Scott. Hey, A-Dubs. Rodamify. Guess you changed your name. M&P and 10mm. I wouldn't doubt it. Ball drinks mud with gravel. I've drank with Bald before. We've done it with ice and without ice. So, yeah, it was a really good time at SEMA. Like I said, I spent a crap load of money and picked up a bunch of bar tabs that I wasn't expecting, but it is what it is. A 14-person bar tab wasn't cheap, and then after that, dinner. So bar tab and dinner was not a cheap one, but got to take care of your customers. And then also what I wanted to say, because I know we have some veterans on here, happy Veterans Day tomorrow. Cheers, everyone. I really appreciate y'all. So cheers. But thank you very much for everything that y'all do and have done. And of course, even military, they don't have to be, not a past veteran, but a current veteran. Yes, I have. And for some reason, this thing is not pushing very good. It could be might be something with this StreamYard. Have I been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial? Yes, I have. Been listening to it on the radio and on my phone. Yeah, he should have never even been put up for trial. That's my opinion. I think it's coming forth. I know they're trying to pin him, saying that he was 17 years old with a rifle. However, if he wouldn't have had that rifle, he would have lost his life, is my opinion. So it'd be I know if someone broke into the home and a younger person had to defend their life, and you had a gun in the home and they could use it, they would have done the same thing, or hopefully done the same thing to defend their life. And I'm hoping that's the way that it turns for him. Kind of open and shut if you've been following it, but it is what it is. So I guess we'll have to see. But hopefully he gets out of this scot-free. I think they're going to try to pin something on him. I don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully he walks away from all of this, because it's a freaking crap show. I don't think it should have been brought up. Matter of fact, before all the videos came out, they did not even. They were basically already prosecuting him before all the videos came out. So Yes, and happy birthday. Yes, Marine Corps birthdays today, so happy birthday, gentlemen, except Airman. Hello, Bradley. How are you, man? But so far on the staccatos, I am really liking them. And like I've said before, I've been a 1911 guy from way back, and I definitely love the 2011s because you get more capacity with the optics and things. It definitely helps me. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could highly recommend them. Y'all will not believe how many rounds I have through the C2 already. I've been keeping it documented. I think that's going to surprise you. I've got a video that's going to come out on the C2, and I think it's going to be pretty surprising about the rounds. Also, some of the things I say could be controversial, but it's my opinion, and I say what I want. I do what I want. So it is what it is. We'll let y'all know this too, and I've been sharing it. MD Polo, I don't know if you follow his channel. If you don't, please do. MD Polo gun channel. He and I are friends, and I have been popped for multiple videos. They have been going back through every one of my videos. I got popped for 6 the other day. I put them in for review, and they sent them back and said, nope, they're demonetized. So far, I think half of my channel with videos are demonetized. YouTube is seriously coming after me. They're calling them modifications and all this other bullshit. However, it is what it is. Uh, I mean, I just show them and talk about them, and you know, I'm here till they kick me off. I'm not in it for the money, but they're definitely coming after me. So I don't know about other channels, but I guess I'm not in their little spectrum that they expect, and I don't put on makeup and wear dresses and shit like that they approve of. So, whatever. But yeah, they're definitely coming after me. Let's see here. Picked up for some reason. This is not clicking very well. I'm trying to light this up, Scott, but it's giving me some issues. God, where did it go? Oh, YouTube is doing away with thumbs down. Come on, light that up. How about YouTube doing away with thumbs down on videos now? If they are, I did not know that. I don't mind the negativity. It is what it is. I mean, I think I have a lot of haters, but you know, haters got to hate. So, that's kind of their freedoms. If they want to leave a negative comment, whatever, or a negative thumbs down. I think I had probably 5 or 6 before we even started the chat. So, but let's see, where was that one? I was trying to pull it up here real quick, and it went away. Yeah, Lynn. I mean, I understand your thought. I understand your thought on that. Lynn is saying, "Come on, light up." Man, this thing is being a pain in the ass tonight. It must be something going on with StreamYard. I'm trying to light it up. He shouldn't have put himself in that situation. It's okay to be young and dumb. I mean, I agree with that, Lynn. I understand. He does have his father lives there, his grandmother lives there. I know he was trying to go and help. And I can see that he's, in the volunteer fire department. He's doing the EMT classes and things like that. And a lot of younger kids that are in that situation, they want to kind of be heroes, and I understand that. I don't think there's anything wrong with helping your community. Did he make perfect choices? No. But he's a young man, and we do learn from our mistakes. However, I look at it, he was physically assaulted. He could have been killed. So he was defending himself. I don't care how. He defended himself. He got them off of him. And, if you really think about it, he kind of took out some trash. I'm just going to say it that way. So, people were trying to come after him. So he took care of it. But I think, hopefully he will get off and be able to become a normal citizen. I'm sure there's going to be a book. I'm sure there's going to be a movie. I'm sure there's going to be everything about him. So I'm sure that's coming. Let's see here. He is, golly, I don't know why this thing is not lighting up. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I guess I'll just read them. CC Shadow is saying he has 2730 rounds through his XC. That's awesome. No, I don't wear dresses, but I'm sure they want me to. Hello, Armsman. How are you, man? Hello, Bob or Bald. How are you, man? Jay Howe. Yeah, and I'm actually hoping that a lot of the left leaning people watch this stuff. I'm hoping a lot of the looters and all of this other crap watch this stuff and they get the point, people have the right to defend themselves. So it might make them think a little bit before they start doing stupid shit. Pranic is saying if every cop was as good with their firearms as Kyle was that night, we should all be safer. I mean, I think everyone should be, with their firearms should be proficient. Not everyone is a pro. And sometimes, even people defending their lives in the home are not proficient, but they still have the right to defend themselves. So, with a hammer, nail, knife, gun, whatever it might be, they're all tools. If you lay that gun there and leave it there for 3 months, it's not going to shoot on its own. So, yes, I did hear about that Husky. That it's actually George Floyd's nephew. And I'm sorry, there it is. They're dealing with some form of jury intimidation. Gosh, where is it? Come on. They're dealing with some form of jury intimidation right now. They caught a guy taking a video where they were up to jurors. That guy is actually George Floyd's nephew. So it's George Floyd's nephew that is going to these people's homes, supposedly, and filming them. So let that sink in. Oh, hey, Red October. Let's see if I can write this up here. Man, I remember you doing videos with your grandpa, man. This is for Red's grandpa. Rest in peace, Red. Or Grandpa Red, I'm sorry. That sucks, Red. I've been through that before, man. That is not a good thing. Definitely my condolences, man. Yeah, I agree with this comment. They knew. If I can light it up. Golly, man, I don't know what is going on with this thing this evening. They knew he had a gun and still chased him. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, I agree. And he had a gun stuck right to his face, from that guy that got the bicep blown off. I just call him Bicep Guy. I don't know his real name. But he was trying to assist people. Um, is he a true EMT? No. But could he provide, cuts and things like that? Yeah, he could help people. That's what he was doing. You have to think about it. If you were ever put in that situation, what would you do? I mean, some people would not go out and look for that, but some people in the community, might go out and help. I mean, if I owned a business in that area, I would definitely be there to protect it, and hoping that I would have some friends back me up. If I ever had a friend that said, "Hey, my shop in downtown Dallas, is in this situation. Can you help out?" I would probably help out. Yes, I definitely agree with this, Lynn. Um, Gosh, man, this thing is definitely not being friendly. That sure is an attack on our whole Constitution. These haters really do hate America. Yeah, they do. There was some video the other day where somebody was coming out saying, "Oh, I want to move out of America, but I don't have money and all this other stuff." And I'm like, "What in the hell are you making this video for?" I'm like, "Man, it's just crazy." Big J secretly wants to be a rooftop Korean. No, but I tell you what, I mean, that is no joke, and I know some. Those people are protective. I mean, everybody should be protective of their family, their loved ones, their business. I mean, that's their livelihood, and they want to defend it. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you want to help people and you've got to defend yourself, if he would have been out there on his own with no rifle, he probably wouldn't be here today. So, so be it. And also, and y'all all know how I feel. There are 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds that can outshoot 35-year-olds. So I look at it this way: if you can go into the military, and a lot of people have graduated when they were 17 and they can go into the military and fight for our country, they should be able to drink, with, I mean, of course, and abide by laws. I mean, you don't want to get crazy, but they should be able to own firearms to protect themselves and their families. They should be able to drink. They should be able to do normal shit. There shouldn't be, if they are responsible adults, and I know a lot of 17-year-olds don't act like that, especially now, but if you can fight for your country, you should be able to drink and you should be able to carry a gun. Sorry, that's just the way I feel. It's the way I've always felt. Yeah, see, Kim, that's what I was talking about. There's a there's a lot of trash that needs to be taken out. It's trying to light it up. Man, I don't know. Yeah, first guy shot was a scumbag. Yes, yes, he was. But man, I don't know why this thing is doing that. Golly, this is the first time I've ever had this problem with uh, but it's probably because of the storms that we had. So I apologize about this. I don't want to even remove it. I will agree with that. Well, they won't light it up. Um, yeah, I don't know what this thing is doing. I apologize about this, everyone. Jay Howe is saying his first deployment. Um, I was 18 and not allowed to drink. Retards getting elected caused the problem. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was young. Hell, I'm old, but I remember the drinking age was what, 18? Way back in the day. Ooh, Nathan is talking my language now. I'm trying to get this to light up, Nathan. It's this damn thing. Nathan is, I might just have to start calling these out because for some reason I don't know what is going on with this thing, but it's trying. Sorry about this, guys. All right, I'm just going to read these out because if I put them on the screen, it's doing something weird. Big J, what are your thoughts on 300 Blackout? Can't remember if I've seen any 300 content for you or not. Yes, Nathan, I am a huge 300 Blackout fan. I have multiple 300 Blackouts, and I definitely love a 30 caliber, and that's where 300 Blackout also shines. I like 308, but 300 Blackout is totally legit. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love it because you can shoot anywhere from 110 to 230. I mean, most of it's 220, but I've actually seen 230. I've even seen 95 grain 300 Blackout. So I am a huge 300 Blackout fan. Yes, I have videos on them. Love, love, love 300 Blackout. So I've shot 7.62 by 39, owned 7.62 by 39. Nothing's wrong with it. However, the choices that you can get in 300 Blackout versus 7.62 by 39, 300 Blackout suppresses much better than 7.62 by 39, especially with subs, true subs. So I've got videos where I'm shooting mine with my Trash Panda. It is literally all you can hear is the action, super quiet. However, with 300 Blackout, I am a huge subsonic fan. All of my 300 Blackouts are actually set up for subsonic. I think it's a great defensive round. I actually prefer it over 5.56. 5.56 is cool. A lot of people have shot it, but I am a huge 308/300 Blackout fan over 5.56. Now, 5.56 is no joke when you get into 77 grain, but I think I brought that up before. Russ got a new 7mm Remington Magnum today. Super pumped. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. But yes, I love 300 Blackout. Hopefully that answers your question. Jay Howe is asking, lighter note, has anyone been able to obtain the new Springfield High Power? I have not. I haven't seen it even in my gun store. I saw that if you want to see a video on it, oh my gosh, I drew a blank. Golly, I follow him, smaller channel. I don't know why I drew a blank. If he was on here, I could tell you, but there has already been a testing of one. Gosh, I hate to do that to someone because he's a really good guy. I always try to give people props when I can. Let's see here. Keenan. Keenan has shot one and looks like it shoots really well. So and that's actually a really good price for one. You know what they're asking for it. Yeah, K24, I do believe the connection is lagging a bit. I apologize for that. You know, we've had really bad storms. We had them this evening, and it did actually kind of jack up my internet, but I thought it was all fixed. So I do apologize about that. What do I think about the 10mm conversion kit for the 97 or CZ97? Is it reliable? I haven't seen a conversion kit, but I have seen CZ Custom. They actually have that out in 10mm. I mean, I love the 97B. I really enjoy shooting mine. It's not optic ready, and I can't get it milled because the damn slide's too narrow. I've already tried, but I actually love the pistol. 10mm is cool, you know, if that's what somebody's into. I mean, I've shot a bunch of 10mm, and I'm not saying it's a bad round. Really not. I actually prefer 10mm over 40 caliber. However, 10mm, you know, kind of been there, done that. Got a hat and a t-shirt. It's fluctuated over the years. It's gone up and down, just like 45. But 45 being NATO, 45 will always be here. Everybody carries 45 or knows about 45. Some little redneck stores that I go to out in the boonies, they don't even have 10mm. So, but if you can shoot a 40, you can shoot a 40 plus P, you can shoot a 45, you can damn sure shoot a 10mm. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just not a huge 10mm fan because I don't really need it. It's not like I hunt bear or any of that. or be confronted with bears. And I will say this. A lot of people that I personally know that are big 10 millimeter fans, I've actually watched them shoot. Their first shot is perfect. Their fast follow-up shot is not. It is not at all. So hang on one second. Hopefully that will fix all of this. But their follow-up shots are not on point. Like they'll have a nice shot, and then the 10 millimeters like way the hell over here. I'm talking on rapid shooting. I've noticed a lot of issues with 10 millimeter follow-up shots versus 9 millimeter or even 45 for some people. You got to get that good monster grip on there. Let's see here. Boomer Dog. Well, maybe it's working now. I have three 300 blackouts basically. One CMMG yet to build out. I don't like them due to ammo cost, but for limited firing, home defense, etc., they are good for their applications. Yeah, I mean, I'm loaded up on 300 Blackout. I loaded up way back when it was decently priced, so I do have a lot of that. But yeah, if you're just into the 300 Blackout game now, it's not cheap and it's kind of hard to find because it's kind of a boutique round. But I mean, yeah, I just really enjoy 300 Blackout. So. If Honest did a review on it, I don't know. I didn't. Man, like I said, I've been so damn busy. I haven't been keeping up with everything like I wish I did. I have seen those. The Gershon 1911s, I've actually seen them in stores. I think Honest did a review on that. I've seen them in stores. They're a Turkish 1911. I mean, they look okay. And I'm not saying they're bad guns. Do not get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. A lot of parts on 1911s are MIM. Not saying theirs are bad, but I have had some MIM parts break, like a lot of the SIGs and things like that. You're going to get a lot of MIM parts, such as hammers, triggers, things like that. And in the past, I have had MIM parts break. But remember, I'm old. I've been around guns forever. Things like that. So I have seen some MIM parts fail. If you'll remember the SIG P365, the original one had a MIM firing pin. That is why it failed. They were breaking because they were MIM parts. So any 1911 that I've actually bought in the past, I've actually gotten with EGW, and I've bought all the forged parts or non-MIM parts and put them in them or in the guns. And since I've had not any issues, I'm just not a big MIM part fan unless it's super reliable. Like some companies and Glock and CZ, they make some MIM parts. I've just never had any break. The one that I had break was on a SIG, and then I had one on what was the other one? Actually, they were both SIGs. It was a 226. 226 broke, and I had a 1911 part break on SIGs, and they were MIM, but that was back in the day, not currently. So I do change a lot of that stuff out. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying they're going to break, so please don't take that wrong. River Dog says, we hunt lots of hogs on private land. I use several AR-15s and 7.62x39 and soft point ammo, 125 and 154. I agree with that. 7.62x39 in the past has been super, super cheap. If you're hunting hogs, it works great. So nothing against 7.62x39 in an AR platform. I am not an AK guy. I've owned them in the past, just not an AK person, but I do like 7.62x39 in an AR platform. So yes, I would definitely recommend one. However, if I had my choice between 7.62 by 39 and 300 Blackout, even though 300 Blackout is much more expensive, I do prefer 300 Blackout. Keith Gregory is saying, what is your favorite caliber, Big J? Favorite calibers, I'll just name them real quick so you know. Of course, 12 gauge, 22 LR, 308, 9 millimeter, 300 Blackout. Let's see if I missed any. I think that's it. Those are my favorite. I like 6.5 also. I don't own any 6.5 currently. Because honestly, I don't stretch out. 1,000 yards is not my gig. I've done it. I've shot to 1250 before. That's my farthest I've ever been personally. I've got videos on that where I shot a 338 Lapua that far. It was really cool. It's windy as shit. You can watch that video. But you know, all of the rounds like that, I don't just stock up 1 or 2 boxes. I try to limit my calibers so I don't have to stock, you know, really, really high on them. But those are the calibers that I enjoy. So, yeah, I guess the lagging issue's fixed. So maybe that storm blew completely through because I know it's not raining anymore. Yes, I did see that. Nathan, anyone see the new Steiner micro pistol sight? It's a new enclosed pistol dot. Looks like the enclosed emitters are becoming the new norm. Yes, I have seen it. Matter of fact, I sent it out to a couple of my buddies saying, hey, check this out. Euro Optic actually has it. I think it's coming in stock. I've played with Steiners before. They have awesome scopes. Not real impressed with their red dots, not this red dot pistol one, not the new one because I haven't seen it. But some of their pistol dots, if you turn them all the way to the brightness, I've actually taken one outside at Texas Gun Experience and it just bled out. It was not bright enough. That's just my personal experience with the red dot. It kind of like the EOTech version. Wasn't impressed with it. Hopefully this is going to be another opportunity. The enclosed red dots are cool. Sometimes when you get the dual glass panes, when you've got glass in the front, glass in the back, sometimes you can get a little distortion, or for my eye. But I mean, heck, if it works, it works. Rock it. I just don't have an experience with it, of course. Pistol Pete is 9 millimeter and 308. Yeah, Jay Howe, I understand that. But giving money to Turkey is questionable if you follow world politics and terrorism. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And, you know, a lot of people have said that about Canucks and things like that. You know, but if you want a decent gun at a decent price, a lot of them just aren't made here. But if it were me and I had to choose between like a Canuck and an M&P, I'm going to take the M&P. It's just my personal opinion. Nothing wrong with Canuck. I've owned them in the past. MIM is temperamental. You want to wait a few years. MIM also isn't bad in some parts. Low force parts, no biggie. MIM is cheaper. Yes, it is. It depends on how they cast it. If it's heat treated properly. I mean, there's a lot of variables there where forge doesn't come into play. But, you know, sometimes you can get some good stuff. Sometimes you can get some bad stuff. So that's it. That's funny. Is there any other caliber other than 45 auto? That's God's caliber. It's because they don't make 46. I do love a 45. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I really like 45. Yeah, Bald has like 18 channels. He's got all these crazy channels. But again, happy Veterans Day. I definitely want to say that prior to tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. You know, thank you and your families for what y'all do. Definitely appreciate that. But any other things that you know y'all are excited about? Any upcoming guns that you've heard about? I know we've got the new Springfield high power, things like that. We've all talked about, I think it's called the R35 or something. Um, I think that's a cool option. I mean, I've been a high power, not high point, high power fan from way back. I actually owned an original Belgian high power FN, and this thing was immaculate. My dumbass sold it. Got offered a ton of money for it and sold it. And I wish I never would have, because you can't buy the OG one that was as immaculate as mine for a decent price now. Not even close to decent price. I mean, I've seen the one that I had go for like $3,500 now. But live and learn. I look at it this way: I can't keep them all, and it's not that I have to sell them. It's just that I've got too many of them. So sometimes I just, and if it's offered stupid money, I sell them. Let's see here. Big Johnson Guns and Gear, your FNX milled for a dot. No, it's not. I actually had the tactical version, and again, I bought it for a smoking price, and I had it. That was back before I was really using dots, and I sold it, but I do have an FNX 45 now, but it's not milled. I thought about getting it milled, but what I run into is when I go to the range with 45s, I think I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 45s right now, but when I go to the range, my favorite one to shoot is my STI 45, the SS that I had converted, the old STI. I had it converted for a dot, and that thing is just incredible. I mean, it's a 1911. So would I rather shoot a 1911 with a dot or an FNX 45 with a dot? Nothing wrong with the FNX. I mean, the capacity is unbelievable. It's 15 plus 1, I believe. But man, that STI is just so freaking smooth. I've tuned it. I've got the correct springs in it. I did it all myself. I tuned it, actually adjusted the extractor, so it's perfect. And after customization, when they put it in, it was just a little bit off. It just needed to be tuned. So I tuned did it all myself. Got the perfect springs in it. I mean, that thing is just money. It is just an awesome pistol. So when I go to shoot 45s, I'll grab the FNX 45 and I'll grab the STI and I'll grab some other ones. But man, it just goes to that STI every freaking time. That thing is so damn nice. So fun to shoot. Oh, let's see here. I know, Prank, we all make mistakes. Yeah, I mean, if I could find another one, I mean, and I have found another one, like the one that I had, but like I said, I think it was $3,700. And I'm like, man, I could buy, another Staccato for that. Spiffy Stump is saying he doesn't know what brand of 1911 to get. I mean, I've always told everybody this because I've never had a problem with it. Dan Wesson makes an awesome 1911. If you're looking for a specific 1911, they offer different ones, but Dan Wesson, you really can't go wrong with them. They make great 1911s. I would buy a Dan Wesson. I would even save up a little more money to get the Dan Wesson before I bought a SIG. But if you're looking at complete entry level, I would not get anything below a SIG. I've shot Rock Islands in the past. The ones that I shot, I had issues with. However, you can send them to Hayes Customs. He can tune them, fix them all up, and they're going to be great. I would not go below a SIG, but if it was between a SIG and a Dan Wesson, I would choose a Dan Wesson all day. That's just my opinion. But, others may vary. I can only talk from personal experience. Yeah, Jay Howell, they put out that they got the patent for that a long time ago, and we don't know when it's going to come out, but they've been hinting it. A lot of people thought it would already be out, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't even think they're going to start saying anything about it till probably next year, would be my opinion. Does 45 Gap have the same recoil impulse as a 45 Auto? I will say this right off the bat. I am not recoil sensitive at all. I've shot a 45 Gap Glock. I don't really see the reasoning in it personally. I shot it and it felt a little I would say a little less than a 45, a full 230 grain powered 45. Um, but I just don't see the reason in having it. Ammo is kind of scarce to get. Um, I personally would recommend a 45 over a 45 gap just for that reason, but that's just me. Um, I don't see any reason to have it. That's just my opinion. And I have seen 45 gap Glocks cheap as hell. I mean, like 200 and something dollars prior cough. Yeah, I've shot some jacked up 1911s. I mean, just low budget 1911s. I'm not trying to rip on anybody or any particular brand, but I have shot some low budget ass 1911s that would not even eject. I mean, failure to feeds left and right, and I would not recommend them. Some of those were the older Kimbers. I don't have any experience with the newer Kimbers, but I would definitely not buy an older Kimber. I have heard the same thing about the newer Kimbers. Some of them have issues, not all of them. Um, but you can take a lot of those and you can throat them. You can polish the feed ramp, you can throat them out, you can tune them, you can do some things to them to make them better. But when it comes to budget 1911s, not saying they're bad, I would just get something more dependable, because if you're going to carry it, if it's just a planking toy, whatever, if it's something you're going to consider carrying, I would up that budget and just save up a little longer and then get something that's going to be definitely reliable. I mean, and I know a lot of people, since I have the staccatos, a lot of people throw shade and say they're way too much money and it's ridiculous. And I can't believe you spent that much money on those guns and things like that. Well, let me tell you a reason why I did. Staccato is 100% made in Texas. They don't out export anything. So everything is made in Texas. That is another reason I support them. Plus, they're great guns. I haven't had any issues with mine, neither one of them. I'll just go ahead and let you in on a hint. On the P right now, I've got over 650 rounds through it, I think. Let me find my book. I've got 653 rounds right now through the P. And that is 115, 124, and HST 124 grain hollow points. Zero issues. None. Not one. Through the C2, I've got way more many rounds than that, and not one issue. Let me say this. And I've talked about it in the video. The only thing I ever had is I put a mag in it, I racked it, but I think I short stroked it. So I think it was my fault. It did not pick up a round. So I think I short stroked it. One round, and you'll see the video with how many rounds I have on it. Other than that, that's the only thing. And I think it was me. And I actually even said that in the video. I think I short stroked it. So I can't blame it on the gun. But absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Matter of fact, I've been carrying that Staccato C2 now for over 6 months, every single day. Not one issue. And I've shot 115, 124, 124 grain HST, 147 SIG V Crown, 150. What is that? That Syntec 150 grain. It shot all of it. So, I mean, when I test something, I test something. So, yes, I will say this. Smith & Wesson makes a nice 1911, especially if you get the Performance Center. Their Performance Center 1911s are no joke. They're actually very nice 1911s. What about the DWX? I have ordered one in 40 Smith & Wesson. Man, I haven't heard any updates. I haven't called them or talked to my guy. Sometimes I'll see him in the locations and he'll give me some insight. I haven't seen him in a long time since I did that last video on the DWX. He told me fourth quarter. We're still not out of fourth quarter. He said it'll be fourth quarter or the first of the year of next year before they're released. But I don't know, man. I've pretty much told myself, and that's, to be honest with you, that's another reason I went ahead and bought the P. I was waiting for the DWX, the full size, forever. And then I got tired of waiting. So that's why I bought the P. And I had also on the P, I had been waiting for the all alloy and the threaded barrel. That's another reason I didn't buy the original P. So once I got the one that came in that I wanted, I bought it. And if I decide, the DWX has come out, then I'll grab one of those too. But I'll probably get the full size. Probably will not get the compact. I still have mags for the compact because they're supposed to be the same as the P01. So I still got plenty of those. But the DWX full size is supposed to take the P10F mag, which I have a ton of those. So either way, I'm covered. But really enjoying the Staccatos. So I love the triggers. I mean, I always put the flat face in it, but that's just me. I haven't seen any of the Colt 1911s. I haven't seen that CZ's rolled out any new ones. That's what I was told by him. He said that since they bought the Colt, that's another thing that I was thinking of. I was wondering if CZ was going to make like Colt be part of the DWX, like maybe it would be a Colt DWX or something like that. I thought that might be kind of cool, to kind of revitalize their name. But, I don't know what the hell's going on with that thing. So I guess we'll all see when it comes out. Yeah, so it looks like Prentick did the same thing. Hello to Will and Nut. How are you, sir? Appreciate you being on. And if y'all like it, smash that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Bald said he wants to get an alien as well, just need to figure it out how to hide it from the boss. Well, I mean, I wear the big boy pants in my family, but I just buy what I want and get what I want, and that's it. I might have to buy a purse here and there. Not really, but I just let her get what she wants. I get what I want, and that's the way it's always been. She's known me for a long time, so she knew I was into guns when she met me when I was like 18 years old. So nothing's changed. Yes, I have. CeeLo is saying, have you had to deal with Staccato customer service at all? I hear mixed reviews. I have. When I was getting my plate, I received my plate, but I did not get the little bosses. There were two little bosses for the RMR because you put the little bosses in there. They're pins. And when I received my kit, for some reason, it didn't have the bosses in there. So I called them. I actually spoke with a lady named Cindy at Staccato. She was amazing. I didn't tell her, hey, I do YouTube. They don't know me from Adam. Didn't throw any of that up. I just said, hey, I got my plate. The little bosses weren't in there. She's like, we'll get them out to you. I literally received them like a day and a half later. Now, granted, I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're in Austin, so it was, pretty quick in the mailing, but I got them super quick. And also I dealt with their customer service way back when. Nothing but with my original 45. That was when it was STI. Never had a problem with them. And I don't tell them I do YouTube. I never use that to my advantage. And I have had nothing but, excuse me, nothing but awesome results. I think I need some whiskey. Yeah, see, Kim, you're right. And this is another thing I wanted to bring up. Staccato is a fine pistol. Some of us are more refined in our shooting. I get it. There are higher end brands. There's Infinity, there's Akai, there's Atlas, there's all of these other things. But I look at it this way, and there are lower end. You've got Rock Island, you've got all these other brands. But I look at Staccato as the middle of the, probably a little above the middle of the road. And I look at them as a do-it-all pistol, duty style pistol. doesn't have the tightest tolerance. I have 1911s that have tighter tolerances, or that are custom built. But I kind of consider Staccato, like, I'm just using this as an example. I consider them as the Glock of 2011. They run. I haven't had any issues with them. Their tolerance have a little play, so you can get away with some things where you can't with a custom pistol, custom 1911. I've had custom made Les Bears, Ed Browns, things like that. You had to do 1,000 round break in. The freaking barrel and the lockup was so gosh dang tight. I mean, I had to put 1,000 rounds, and I had to lube the dog piss out of these things to get them. I mean, it would run, but you couldn't take it apart after 1,000 rounds. You had to oil the shit out of it. I mean, you had to do that much break in, and you do not have to do that with a Staccato. And it's not $5 or $6 grand. So for what you're getting, being all billet, all made in the USA, all made in Texas, I really don't think you can get a better bang for the buck. And not because I bought them. They didn't give them to me, but I'm not saying this because I bought them. But I mean, the fit, the quality, I've holstered it. I mean, every damn day. I've checked the wear on it. I mean, it's holding up super well. I just don't have anything negative to say about it, and if I did, I would tell you. If it was wearing or doing something weird, I would tell you, because, hell, I'm not hiding nothing. Y'all all know me by now. But I just think for the price and getting into a 2011, you really can't go wrong. So that's just my opinion. I mean, if you haven't shot one or anything like that, and I will say this, I've had some of my buddies shoot it. One of them is a Glock guy. He only shoots Glocks. That's all he shoots. That's all he owns. He owns like 5 Glocks. I had him shoot it. He was impressed with it. He was like, holy shit, this automatically made me a better shooter. He shot his group, and then he shot my Staccato, and it was much tighter. So he was impressed with it. I have another buddy of mine that shoots Smith & Wesson. He's got Smith & Wesson and CZs, pretty much polymer striker fire pistols. This guy has never even shot a 1911 or a 2011, and he actually was a better shooter just from shooting it. Now, I'm not saying you can buy your shooting ability. Don't get me wrong. That's what everybody seems to do. That they think the next latest and greatest gun that comes out is going to make them shoot better. That's not true. There are people that can take a Glock and outshoot me all day long. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I come from the 1911 world. Back in the day, that's what I shot. That's what I enjoyed. I've kind of made the full circle. I've shot revolvers, striker fires, single action, double action, and now I'm back to single action. So that's what I enjoy. If you haven't experienced one and you're able to go to like a Staccato event where you can shoot them, I'd recommend doing it just to try it. Not saying you're going to buy one, not saying you're going to be super overwhelmed, but I think you're going to enjoy it. That's all I'll say. CZ Shadow 2 just ordered a C2. Cool, man. I think you're really going to like it. I love mine. And I've got a video coming out that's, like I said, it's going to be a little controversial. I say some things that I say some things that aren't super clean, but they're reality. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the video, because it's going to wake some damn people up, because I have gotten ribbed about this in videos. People have left comments saying, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that. And you're going to walk out of there like that. I can't believe you're going to do that. I don't want to give it away, but I mean, I'm a normal guy and I shoot what the hell I buy. So shoot it and enjoy it. Yeah. And if you're actual military, their hero program is actually awesome. 2 guys that I let shoot mine were actually veterans. I don't know these guys personally. They were at the range. They were in another bay. They were like, hey, is that a Staccato? And I was like, yeah. So they shot my P and I let them shoot my C2. Both of these guys are veterans. I can't remember. I think one of them was a Marine. And I told them, hey, they've got a hero program where you can get a discount. And so One guy said he was going to order it, and the other guy said he had to save up for it. And I'm not a spokesperson for them. They don't pay me. They don't do any of that kind of stuff. I don't get anything, they don't give me the world or any of that kind of stuff, but I really like them. So, and if I like something, I'm going to recommend it. And I will say this, I love Wilson Combat. I've shot the XD9. It wasn't mine. It was Harry's. Really enjoyed it. But for my hand size, I do like the bigger grip on the Staccato. It's kind of Glockish. It doesn't have like super ergonomics and all that stuff. And a lot of people, I really want to get it stippled, custom stippled, but the people I have spoken with said they were going to have to sand it down and make it smaller and then stipple it. And I don't want to make it smaller. So, and then one guy said he could do it without sanding it. So I don't know. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do or if I'm going to customize them. I don't know that yet. If I do, it's probably going to be like the mini one, which is the C2, and then the P, they might either be the same or kind of have different colors. Like one's going to have a dominant, then I'll flip it on the other one. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So if you've got some ideas, leave comments below, after the video, so it stays, because all these comments will go away. So after the video is over, go in and recommend, hey, here's what you ought to do, or here's what I think would look cool. I would appreciate that. Colt Elite 10 millimeter, nice 1911. Yes, I have shot a Colt Elite in 10 millimeter. They are nice. Dan Wesson actually makes a really badass 10 millimeter. It's a 6-inch. I think it's called a Hunter. That thing's freaking awesome. But if you've got a dot, if you're shooting dots, you don't have to have a 6-inch barrel. You don't have to have a 5-inch barrel. You're shooting for the dot. You don't need the barrel length. You need barrel length when you're shooting irons. So that's another thing to consider. Oh, there you go. Bald City got an FNX today for a good price. Need American mags. Hook a brother up. I've got plenty of FNX 45 mags, but you got to have them little 10 rounders in your state. But yeah, you got to have those Freedom mags. But the FNX 45 is a great pistol. It's a phenomenal pistol. I actually love it. But I'm telling you what, and if I had a dot on it, I might even enjoy it more. But when you're shooting a 1911 with a dot, and with that trigger, it's just hard to beat a 1911 trigger. I don't care what anybody says. I've had the best CZ triggers. I've had, nice Glock triggers. I've had, all that stuff. But when you get a 1911/2011 trigger, there's nothing like a super straight pullback crisp break, not a hinged break. You got the CZ, it's on a hinge. 1911/2011 is a straight pullback. There's just nothing better than that. If you haven't shot 1911s or 2011s, please try them. Oh my gosh. Nathan's asking the hard questions. What's your take on the best 30 cal suppressor overall? Man, there's so many out there. And it's all about tone. When I did mine, I shot like Dead Air. I shot some other ones, and a lot of them, they even have newer that I wasn't able to shoot when I got mine. I've got the Q Trash Panda. I highly recommend a 7.62 or 30 caliber suppressor for your first suppressor, whether you're going to shoot 5.56, 308, or 7.62 by 39 or 300 Blackout. I highly recommend just getting a 30 cal. Don't get a 5.56 because you're narrowed on your selection. I've got the Trash Panda. It's compact. I didn't want anything long. I could have gotten the Jumbo Shrimp and all this other shit. I wanted something compact, light, and small, and of course, not bulky. And I'm super happy with the Trash Panda. I'm not saying that's the one to get because there are so many damn choices, but I looked at it this way. When you buy your muzzle, attachments, some of the muzzle attachments are $150. For some of the Surefires, they're up to $130, $120. I can get cherry bombs. Like I've got tons of my rifles outfitted with cherry bombs. They're like $70. You screw them on, rock set them. They're good to go. You have a taper mount so you will not get carbon on it. It actually has tapers, so you can always take it off. Super easy, where some of them will carbon lock and you have to beat the dog piss out of them to get them off. So I really like Q. I'm a Q fanboy. Just call me that. Everything that they've made that I've played with, I've really liked. So I like the tone of it. They all heat up, so don't think one's going to be cooler than the other. They all heat up. Some people will say get steel over titanium. Mine's titanium. Um, you could have erosion on either. So far, I've had no problem shooting subs, super. Mine is full auto rated. Not that I shoot full auto all the time, but it can handle whatever I can send to it. I actually talked to Kevin with Q, and I said, "What can I put through this thing? What can I do through this thing?" He said, "Do what you want." And so far, I've done what I want. I've shot rapid shots. I've blasted it. I've had a great time with it. I've had not one issue. So that's just my opinion. I can only tell you from my personal experience. I do have a dead air mask. It is the 22 version. I wanted the Q El Camino. They didn't have it in stock. It was a huge back order. So I went in and got the Q dead air mask, or excuse me, I got the dead air mask. I wish I would have waited, because when I put it on, I'll actually screw it on. No attachment. You just screw it straight onto the threaded barrel. And then you go to take it off. When you take it off, it has the same threads. So you're taking it off and you have to take the whole freaking can off. You have to disassemble the can sometimes to take the end off. And it's a pain in the ass. It pisses me off every time I shoot the damn thing. And I've actually screwed it on a cold gun, screwed it on, and I've been like, okay, I'm going to shoot it. And then I'm like, no, let's take it off real quick. Just to take it off, I got to take the whole son of a bitch apart. And it pisses me off. So that's what I don't like about it. And I've heard other people complain about the same thing. So that's just my experience. Hey, what's up, Floridian? How are you, man? So to say there is a best, it really depends on your budget, what you're looking for, titanium and steel, what tone you want. There's so many variables there, Nathan, to pick the best one. There's no way I could do that. I can only tell you from my experience. I've shot Surefires. I've shot the Dead Air Titanium. It sounded nice. That's just my experience. So. Oh, shit. K24 is coming through with the big questions. BJGG, opinion on the Korth revolvers. Hell yeah. Every day, twice on Sunday. Korth revolvers are awesome. I said if I owned a Korth revolver, the one that I want is like $6,700. And I'm not even a revolver. I mean, I own revolvers, but I'm just not a revolver guy. But I would shoot the shit out of that thing because it's got the rail on the top. Korth revolvers are no joke. I've only shot one. But yeah, the triggers are awesome. I mean, it is a legit gun, but they are not cheap. So yes, Korth revolvers are the shit. Yeah, and actually, you're exactly right, Bald. I actually thought of that. Silica carbide, the grip, super easy. Yep, I know that I could do that. I actually thought about that. Here's the thing that I have an issue with. Silica carbide is super grippy, super sticky, all of that stuff. Okay, I carry my shirt's over it. If I have to grab it super quick, I do not want that shirt dragging on that silica carbide that could actually bite the shirt or grab the shirt and mess up my draw. In a quick situation, I'm going to be yanking that shirt up and I don't want anything in the way. So, and I know that shit is grippy as shit. I've put my hands on them before and that stuff is no joke. So I think if you're going from a race holster, for USPSA, I think that stuff is totally legit. But from a carry aspect, and I'm not even worried about scratching up my stomach or any of that. I don't give a shit. But to have my shirt catch on it and become a catch point, that's my main concern. So that is what I was concerned with. So that's why I have not done that. Panic is saying Wilson has better triggers than Staccato out of the box, but if those are your choices, you will be okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why I changed mine. I prefer a flat trigger and I prefer a medium, so it's longer because I have long ass fingers. The stock Staccato triggers are not bad. I just don't like curved triggers and I don't like the short triggers. I like a medium so I can get a little more reach. It hits my pad better. The other ones, I can still work my pad, but I have to stick my finger way the hell out on the side and it's a little more uncomfortable. But, that's a good thing about 1911s, 2011s. You can change the triggers, very easily. So, and on my P, I've got the updates that I've done. I've already done it. I just haven't filmed the video yet, but it's got some updates on it already. So we'll get into that later. Yeah, one of my buddies, Bald, is talking about the Microtech 9. One of my buddies actually has that. Lynx Defense has it. He really likes it. I know they are expensive, but when you get a can, and I'm the type of person where I don't want 19 cans. Could I buy them? Yes. Do I need them? No. Um, I look at it this way: every can you have to register with the NFA. You have to pay a $200 bribe fee, which I think is bullshit. Um, so if I can minimize it down where I don't have as many NFA things, that's what I want. So that's why I don't have multiple cans. And also, I don't like cans on pistols. Other than 22, um, and I've shot a bunch of them, 9mm cans or even a 45 can on a 9mm or on a 45. You got that thing hanging out there and you're shooting it with suppressor sights or even with a dot. It doesn't do that much for me. I love them on a 22 pistol and I love them on rifles. The only thing I could see the 9mm can would be for is if I had, like 9mm PDWs, Scorpions, MP5s, things like that. Definitely, I would have one, but the pistol suppressors, other than a 22, just don't do shit for me. And I've shot tons of them. They just don't do it for me. Not saying anything's wrong with them. I just don't like them. I have not checked out Rex Syndium suppressors. Yeah, I haven't checked out those. You can use different grade or grid of silica sand to make it less grippy. There's about a million choices. Yeah, and that's the only thing. I just don't want to. I'm the type of person where I like super aggressive stippling. If I'm going to get stippling, I want it super aggressive. I don't care if it takes off DNA. I just don't give a shit. That's why I run the super aggressive lock grips. A lot of people don't like them, but I like them super aggressive. Um, and with the silica carbide, it could be super aggressive, but I just don't want it to hang on my shirt, and I just don't want to put that on there and then be like, okay, I like it or I don't like it, and then have to remove it. So I'd probably be more likely to get it stippled and probably be happier with it. I just don't want to lose any of the grip. So I'm not saying I'm not going to get it stippled. I just haven't decided yet. I want to talk to somebody who's local that I have faith in. I've seen some of their work and, just be assured. I don't want to send it off to somebody and have them like, oh, we're not going to take any off. And I get it back and it's like a freaking, it's tiny as hell. Because once you're done, you're done. Cookbook Adventures. Hello. I haven't seen you on the channel. I appreciate you being on. Welcome. Just bought a CZ Shadow 2. Have not shot it yet. Going to this week. That's awesome, man. I love my Shadow 2s. I've got them and I love them. They're great pistols. I've had a lot of people asking, CZ Shadow 2 or Staccato, da 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 da. So I'll probably do something where I head them up together if y'all want to see that. So if you want to see Shadow 2 versus Staccato P, let me know. When I did the Staccato C2 versus Shadow 2, people lost their shit. And I actually had a lot of people request it. I want to see the Shadow 2 versus the C2, where they're not really apples to apples, but people wanted to see it. So I did the video. People lost their shit. That's not the same gun. You shouldn't compare those. And I'm like, dude, in the video, I even say people asked for this, so I did it. But people lost their freaking mind. Hello, Sleepy Joe, or Sleepy Joe. I just got here. We only talking gear, or yeah, whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. And I'm gonna take this a little longer because I didn't do one last week, so we'll stay on a little bit longer. Hello, Mario. How are you, man? Buy more ammo. Yes, always buy ammo. Okay. Um, on that note, are lock bogeys still the best place to start for Shadow 2 grips? Well, there are a lot of variables there. I'm OG. I've been with Lock, been working with them for shit over 5 years now. They have came out with other ones where you got a little area where it's, really grippy, another area where it's less grippy. I am OG bogey. So bogey palm swells are my jam. I've got big hands. However, I had people with smaller hands shoot the bogeys. They really liked them because you have a palm swell, or excuse me, the palm swell bogey where you get the palm swell. So I am an OG bogey palm swell guy. Um, they're super, super grippy. I mean, when you grip onto that thing and you shoot it, it will not move. And when you take your hand off, you will have imprints on your hand. So if you're going to get the G10, I highly recommend the bogeys for maximum grip. There are less aggressive ones. But if you want weight, get the brass palm swell. If they're brass palm swell, get them. Don't get the thin, get the palm swell, and then get their super aggressive. You're going to get another 9 ounces, so it will weight the gun down some, which is not a bad thing. And they are super. I always like the aggressive ones. I've tried their mediums and they're nice, but they're just not aggressive enough for me. So I get their maximum aggressive for the brass, and I get the palm swell, and then I like the bogeys for the locks. So that's just my opinion. All right. Got to own both. No way out of it. Shadow 2 and Staccato P. Okay. And I've had a lot of people already asking, hey, I want to see the Staccato P versus the C2. So I'm sure I'll do it. Okay. Here's a good question. What do you think about all the new gun owners in the last 5 years? I think it's an amazing thing. If we can have more people come to our side, I am all about that. I know some people bought guns just because of the looting and things like that. So they wanted it for home protection. And probably most of those guns they bought, they haven't went out and shot. They're sitting in a drawer somewhere. Or some of those people have traded the guns in or sold them or whatever. However, the gun sales have been awesome. And if we can have more people coming to our side, that just shows people want to protect themselves and own firearms. And I think the government is seeing it also. So I would never knock anyone for buying more guns. I think that's a beautiful thing. However, the people who bought those guns, please go shoot them, test them, make sure they work correctly with whatever ammo you're going to carry before you carry them. Learn how to clean them, learn how to maintain them, learn how to load them. All the good safety things, learn your 4 basic safety rules, and be safe around you and your family. If you have small children, please lock them up. All the basic stuff that we all know, they might not know, but I think it's a beautiful thing. So buy, buy, buy. Get what you want. And if y'all want lock grips, you can use my discount code. It's BJGG 10. So that is all capitalized BJGG 10. That'll save you 10% off your entire order. Not trying to whore myself out. I'm just trying to get y'all a better deal. And that's anything. Pistol stands. I mean, I love their pistol stands. Check this one out. This son of a bitch is all brass. The cool thing about these, and that's lock grips. Cool thing about these is you can buy these inserts. Here's some I'm testing. These are inserts. You can put different pistols on them. So you can buy one pistol stand. You can buy multiple inserts. You can put all your pistols on there. When you put your pistol on it, it locks on there. You have to push your mag release to take it off. But I'll put them on these. I'll actually set it here. I'll put my RMRs on there. I'll mark them. I'll change the batteries. I'll actually clean the lowers while they're sitting on this. It's like a third hand. These things are awesome. I've got them in this. Even done a custom one for me with an inlay, my initials. Has them in G10 also. This is brass and aluminum. This one's G10. This is red. I have an orange one. I love these freaking things. This one, he also makes inserts for AR-10s, AR-15s, 300 Blackout. So I will put this on there, put my 300 Black on there, or my 308. I'll put my lights on there, my cloud defense, all that stuff. And I mean, while it's sitting on there, it holds it, it keeps it at the perfect level. You never have it move. I mean, it is at the perfect level. So if you're actually trying to level a scope, this is perfect to use it for. So these things are awesome. And it comes with a little Allen key, so you just change it out right there in the bottom, and you can put whatever one you want on there. And I've got tons of these. I've got single stacks, I've got Tanfos, I've got Shadow 2s, I've got STI, Staccatos, I've got them all. So not trying to hoard out, just give you some options, and you'll save 10% on those too. And people who have gotten the pistol stands, they love them. I've gotten tons of comments for them. So, yep, everyone should carry on, sir. That's what I always say. That's why my version of carry on means carry a damn gun on you all the time. Yeah, 1776 Robust has done some CZs up with M Carbo parts. My only concern, and I haven't tried them. My only concern is over heavy use if they're going to fail. I know Apex does tons of testing on all of their stuff, but I haven't done any of the M Carbo stuff. Not that I don't think it's great stuff. I just haven't personally used any of it. You're changing some springs out. I just don't know about the longevity of the tension. If you put 3,000 rounds, is it going to get weak? I don't know that. And I'm not saying they're bad. Maybe some people have tested it that long, which is great. I just don't have any opinion on it yet. So, yes, Alec Baldwin is an idiot. DC is saying, is 9mm the ultimate round for carry? Okay, to say something is the ultimate, I would be sounding like a FUD. I remember back in the day, 45 or nothing, 45 or bust. To say that it's the ultimate, it all comes down. I don't care if you're shooting somebody with a 22, a 380, a 9mm, a 45, a 10mm, or whatever. It's all about shot placement. So you got to turn off the switches. Got to get the T zones. You got to shut it down. So, can somebody walk away being shot with a 10mm, a 380, whatever? Yes, they can. It's all about shot placement. What I like 9mm for is, if you look at the ballistics on like the 45s back in the day and the 9mm, the 45 leaves a bigger hole, etc. Now with the correct bullet, you can get some of the same damage or cavities, whatever you want to say, tissue damage with the 9mm. However, I like having more ammo on board. With the 9, you're going to get that where you're limited with 45 and 10mm, usually 10mm by 1 or 2 rounds, 40 by 1 or 2 rounds. I just prefer 9mm. That's my preference. But to say one is ultimate, I wouldn't say that. I would say whatever gun you have on you, just make sure you have correct shot placement and end the threat. That's the way I would say it. So I enjoy 9mm for carry. Have I carried other rounds? I've carried all rounds. So, the only one I haven't officially carried, is 10mm. I've shot tons of it, just haven't carried a 10mm. I've carried 380 in a pocket. I take that back. I've never carried a 22. I have never carried a 22. I have a bunch of 22s. I've just never carried one. I've never carried less than a 9mm, never carried more than a 45. And I've never carried a 10mm. So. Did I talk about the Rittenhouse trial today? Yes, I did. I think he's not guilty, and I said that from the get-go, even before this kicked off. And I think he should be set free. But I think they're going to try to pin him for something, whether it be a minor, possessing a firearm, which usually, I think I looked it up, or I talked to a buddy of mine who's a lawyer. I think it's 9 years. I think that's what they're going to try to pin him for, but hopefully he walks free completely. Yes, that has been a saying forever. Somebody once told me with your pistol, it's, a pistol is just to get you to a rifle. I haven't heard it say just to put a hole in people, but I've always heard a pistol is to get you to a rifle. I understand that. And I do agree with that in certain circumstances. However, not everybody can carry a rifle in public. Also, if you're putting it in a bag, you have to open up the bag, get it out of there. But with a pistol, you always have it on you. You can get some pretty accurate shots from certain distances. If it's distance where they're 50 yards away, I'm getting the hell out of there, unless I've got to defend my family and things like that. I'm going to try to get the hell out of there. But if it's within reason, yes, an accurate or more points of contact with a rifle is much more accurate, but you got to use what you got to use or what you have on you. So, but in a home defense situation, yes, I would rather have a rifle. In a truck gun situation or something was to pop off on the road, I would much rather have a rifle. If you're going to have to take anything from distances, much rather have a rifle or a PDW. And if you don't know what a PDW is, you can look it up, but SBR, stuff like that. But it's whatever you have on you at that time to defend yourself. That's what you'll want to use. So, but we are coming up on 8:30. Like I said, since I missed last week, I did want to catch up. If y'all are new here and I'm seeing a lot of new people, please subscribe. I do this every week on a Wednesday. I just did not last week. I think that's the first one I've missed in years. But I tried to do one during the day, but I'm sure everybody was busy. Completely understandable. And of course, Vegas, it was 2-hour time difference. So that was all weird for me too. But definitely enjoy chatting with y'all, getting questions, comments, love to hear what y'all are into. That's what makes this such a great thing. So let's see here. Thanks for the stream. We'll definitely be back. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And I always enjoy seeing new people here. That's always a fun thing. And of course, I love my older family members. It's always a good thing to do this. But yeah, if I drank this glass, I'm fixing to drink some more. But if y'all are interested in Yellowstone, I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows. If y'all haven't watched Yellowstone and you're into like kind of Western type stuff, you might like it. But it's 93 proof. It is made in Kentucky. So it's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of a bite, which I like. I definitely taste some cherry, little bit of probably like a tobacco peppery taste, which I like. It's only like $32, and but yeah, I would recommend it. Like I said, I'm gonna probably have another drink here. Pistol is defense, or rifle is offense. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Only 6:30 here, yeah. But hello, Keenan. Yeah, I was talking about you earlier. Okay, here's Keenan. He's in the chat. He has a video up of the Springfield 35. That's the new high power. So you'll see his little icon where it says Keenan Gillum. If y'all are interested in that, he's done a couple of videos. I think he shot it and another person shot it. So y'all can go check that out. And that I was trying to think of it earlier. But there he is. Y'all can go subscribe to him and check that out if you're interested. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a high power, I would think that would be a good choice. You've got warranty backing on it, and it's in the States. So I know there's other Turkish offerings, but looks like a pretty nice pistol. And that is the thing. They did increase the increase it to 15 rounds. I think mine was the original OG. I want to say it was like 13 rounds or something like that, and the mags weren't that great. And I think the newer mags will fit in the older one, I think, if I'm not incorrect. But and we will end it with this. Let's go, Brandon. How about that? And also, if you want to follow me for some pretty funny memes, I've been posting a bunch of memes. I do them like once a day over on the community guidelines. So if you want to follow me, I've got some pretty good ones over there. I've got one that I'm going to be putting out that is going to blow your pants off. Matter of fact, I might even post that tomorrow, but it is a damn good one. I think it's one of my best memes, and I haven't seen it anywhere. I haven't seen one person post it. So it's a good one. So you might want to tune in for that one. But I appreciate y'all so much. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them after the chat. And again, if you want those lock grips or lock pistol stands or anything, you can use my code BJGG10, all caps. That'll save you 10% off, and I appreciate it. But y'all have a great night. We will do this again next Wednesday. Y'all be safe. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone.